Today you will see. He sees zombies coming at her and tries to tell her that, but the girl continues her conversation and doesn't pay attention to him. Tendo goes up to her to save her, but the girl takes him by the hood and pushes him back, and then a car crashes into the store and crushes all the zombies. The girl runs away from him and rides away on her bike where the camera was. Tendo starts to have nightmares, staring at the screen, listening to all the statements of his boss. Then there's a terrible scene. From the hand of the boss begins to gradually drip a trail of blood. It all spreads on the table. Tendo wakes up and panics, asking his boss for forgiveness. Realizing that it was a dream, his eyes glaze over. Now he may not go to his job. Opening the balcony door, he walks in and raises his arms to stretch. He's relieved to wish everyone a good morning. He throws all his trash out the window, which falls on the zombies. For the first time in 3 years, he cleans his entire apartment, vacuuming, washing his clothes, wiping everything with a rag until it shines. He is very happy that he ventured into cleaning and happily says a phrase like clean house, clean mind. He looks in the fridge and takes a cool can of beer. He enjoys every sip he takes. Next is a live aerial shot of Tokyo. We are shown how bad it is there. Fires, large numbers of infected. The studio itself can't block the doors from the zombies. The internet is down, the government is silent, everyone is in a panic. Then Tendo thinks about the other people, how bad it is for them right now. But then suddenly he's out of beer. He's in a panic. He has to walk to the store. Then we move on to a couple who are in a big panic. They don't know what to do, but then the man goes to the balcony and sees Tendo hanging from a pipe trying to go outside, and they get into a conversation. This is when Tendo replies that he went to the store and is ready to get them instant noodles, flashlights, and batteries. Tendo is riding his bike and a mob of zombies is coming up behind him. He is surprised that the crowd is bigger, but it doesn't bother him. He just rides his bike at full speed. Tendo pulls up to a store, and we are shown that an unknown camera is filming it. Upon entering the store, he sings a song about how he's going to drink beer. Then he sees a pretty unfamiliar girl by the cooler with drinks. He takes the beer and tries to excuse himself that he didn't sing the song, but soon he sees that the girl doesn't really want to talk to him, and the stranger leaves. He calls her and offers to exchange contacts, but she says that she's on the team, and because he took a lot of beer cans, he's hurting his health. She doesn't want him on the squeeze team, and that's why she doesn't want to give him her contacts. He sees zombies coming at her and tries to tell her that, but the girl continues her conversation and doesn't pay attention to him. Tendo goes up to her to save her, but the girl takes him by the hood and pushes him back, and then a car crashes into the store and crushes all the zombies. The girl runs away from him and rides away on her bike where the camera was. Tendo sees his bike run over by a car and he runs away from the place. He thinks about how to get home and a zombie runs after him. Behind him was a bike with keys and he went on it. He sees a cooler bike, gets on it, and rides off. Tendo sees a springboard up ahead. He flies over the zombie and gets on the back wheel. He can't figure out the controls and rides on one wheel. Tendo rides up the pipe to his house that he used to go down to the store. He thinks about that cute girl he met in his dream bike. This is the best day of his life. He goes up to the balcony where the couple lived and sees that the window of the balcony is broken. Shards are lying there. The whole apartment is covered in blood. He looks at it and is sad. Tendo is at home drinking beer and watching a zombie show. And then he looks up at the moon and thinks about life, that everyone will be a zombie at some point. Life is short. He decides to make a list of goals for the rest of his life. He decides to change himself completely, change his image, change his lifestyle. He doesn't know what he wants anymore. He's only written 30 goals. And then he writes that he wants to go home and spend time with his parents and his best friend and meet the woman of his dreams. And then we're shown what the notebook is called, 100 Things I Want to Do Before I Become a Zombie. We are shown the morning of the girl that Tendo met at the store. She wakes up at 6 a.m. and starts jogging on the exercise machine. The radio tells everyone to stay home. It's an emergency. She gets to the 10 kilometers mark. She starts to look into the situation, tries to contact the main office in Los Angeles, but there's no response. She begins to make a list to survive, provide food and water, find an uninterrupted source of electricity, monitor her psyche, exercise regularly, reduce her sugar intake. She looks at the zombie series to learn more about the type of zombies. There are only 2 types in the show, slow and fast. She looks out of the zombie window, adding to the list that there's also a dangerous type of zombie. Next, she decides to take a bicycle, installing a camera in it. She needs to gather certain supplies before the number of infected increases. She pulls up to the store, parks her bike, and makes sure the camera is working. At the store, she picks out all the essentials on the list, and then she looks at a brownie. She really wants to take it, but realizes it will be worse. She is already reaching for it, but doesn't take it. On camera, she sees Tendo walk into the store. When they meet, she starts to study him to see if he's infected or not. And then she sees on the camera that Tendo brought a zombie with him. She can't understand that someone like him was able to last this long, as he is an example of a short-sighted person who can't think more than a step ahead. She walks away from him and hears the sound of a klaxon. She realizes that if she gets out, she will be attacked. She wonders what to do. She sees that the sound is coming from a car driven by a zombie. Tendo approaches her and she asks why he took so much beer. She waits for the moment. She wants to lure the zombies to her. She wants them to get hit by the zombie in the car. But then Tendo tries to protect her, but she sees that the car is close, and she takes him by the hood and throws him back. The truck crashes into the zombies and kills them all. The girl quickly leaves the store and leaves on her bike. When she gets home, she weighs her bike back and watches the video she made. Flipping through all the zombies, she sees Tendo, and she can't understand why beer would help in such a situation. And she herself wonders why she didn't take that brownie.